Look carefully at this engine. There are 4 jet engines on this aircraft, each of which generates about, what, 40-some thousand pounds of thrust?
Over 40,000 pounds of thrust each. Each one of those engines is identical to the engine that's on a Boeing 757, but we have 4 of them.
Wow, so the 757 that has 2 engines and carries a bunch of people enables this aircraft to get to what kind of a maximum weight?
585,000 pounds, so over 500,000 pounds is the maximum gross weight of the C-17.
Oh man, look at it bank. That's like 45, 50 degrees of bank there. Now, which begs the question, when you put an airplane that can weigh 585,000 pounds max weight and you bank it around like that, it almost looks more like a fighter than it does a freighter.
Well, there's a lot of things.
300 knots. 300 knots, that is 345 miles per hour.
Notice how quiet the C-17 is while passing show center.
Company from the Douglas Aircraft Company, and now that has been absorbed into the Boeing Corporation. Look at the huge wing flaps in the back and the slats in the front as they power it up. They track the gear and away it goes.
That's right. The aircraft's now performing a go-around maneuver using maximum power. That's over 160,000 pounds of thrust. To demonstrate its ability to depart an airport where an enemy resistance is suspected. Its advanced aerodynamics in action. This aircraft is extremely maneuverable both at high speeds, like we just saw, and at low speeds that are shown in front of you. The aircraft is performing a series of steep bank turns to maneuver for a low-speed pass and circle over the airfield.
This airplane is so large, ladies and gentlemen, that there's actually a tail in the tunnel of the aircraft so maintainers can get up in it and check the tail surfaces, right?
That's correct. There's a tunnel, a ladder that goes all the way up to the top of
the sea from the United States to Kenya in Africa.
And if you're wondering about the flight controls that make it so agile, the C-17 uses a quadruple redundant fly-by-wire system. The aircraft uses 4 separate flight control computers to continuously monitor the flight controls and each other. If there are any problems, the system automatically works around itself. Additionally, like a conventional airplane, the C-17 still has a cable and pulley type mechanical backup. These reversers are unique to this aircraft where they deflect the air forward and up, so it doesn't blow any dirt for when it lands on dirt strips all over the world.
Watch for the cowlings. The panels will open up now. Now listen carefully. Here comes the noise. Now wait a minute. Wait a minute. It doesn't have a backup people on it for real, does it? All right, now how do they know? Do they have a seriously, with some cars that have backup cams, does this have a backup cam on it?
No, the backup cam is the very important crew member in the aft of the aircraft, and that's called the Globemaster. He's going to open up the troop door. You don't see him now, but the side on the other side of the aircraft, and he's giving verbal instructions to the pilots up front for which direction to turn to maintain on the runway. This capability is limited to very few aircraft. The ability to routine back under its own power. Ground maneuverability is extremely important when space is limited for offload operations.
You know, the Air Mobility Command, which is headquartered at Scott Air Force Base outside of St. Louis, Missouri, 17 are such that when it is tasked to do so, a C-17, from 7 hours after the crew of a C-17 medical evacuation mission is notified, they can have a patient airborne from Afghanistan or Iraq, and only 5 hours to get that patient to Germany to a hospital or direct to the United States if necessary. 3 times a week they do air medical evacuation missions.